Hello beautiful people, you're welcome to Decorative World, and today we are learning how to make this rose and a flip up design, crinoline design on a V pleated band cap. This is what you're learning. If you know you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscription button. If you're a whole timer, we say thank you for subscribing. Okay, to cut this, the measurement for this turban, this material we are using is our glittering shiny face polo, stretchy polo fabric. That's what we are using for this tutorial, is shiny face polo. You can use ordinary polo also. First of all, we'll be cutting the band. For the band, we'll be using 15 inches by 13 inches. 15 inches on the stretchy parts by 13 inches. We're using 15 inches by 14 inches. We are cutting it in two places. Two places for the V band design you are seeing there on the cap. And for the base, the back of the base, we are using 30 inches by 12 inches. 30 inches by 12 inches. That's what we're using for the base. 30 inches by 12 inches. First of all, we are going to cut out the... So, we'll cut out our 13 inch first. Okay, now we'll cut out this 11 inch here. This 11 inch, we're going to cut out our back. So you come like this. We'll now take our hand this way. Now take our hand this way. Go like this. Go like this to the 15 inch side. And curve back. Sewing. We're going to remove. Before you take it to the machine to sew, always do this first to enable your sewing to be straight. In these two different parts of the band, I'm going to pleat it. For the design, we'll be cutting out 7 inches by 24 inches in two places. That is for the rose design. And also we'll cut out another 7 inches by 22 inches in three places. That is for the both side design. So this is what we need for the designs. So now we are here at the machine to sew. This is the back of the base and these are the pleated design. And we took the design and we have to, the 7 inches we cut out in 30 inches and 7 inches in 8 inches. We have to sew each of them like this. We sew all of them down like this. We have to sew them down. All of them, one after the other. We'll sew them straight down like this. After sewing them straight down like this, we are lining this back of the base. So first of all, we have to sew the lining on the base the way I'm sewing now, from this end to the other end. We have to sew it down like that. Just keep on watching what I'm doing. We have to sew them down like this. So after that, the pleated design you see on the machine there, we'll start sewing them line after line, from one line to another. We do that until we sew the 10 to 12 lines we have on both sides of the V-band pleated design. So you're going to be sewing under each of the pleated parts so that the sewing will not be showing. This is what I did until I'm done sewing this one. I will enter the other parts and I will sew them also. You see, I'm sewing line to line because I already pinned them so that we have easy access to it. I've already pinned this, so as I'm sewing, I'm removing the pins for each and every one of them. So you can see I'm done sewing both of them, and I have to cut out the excess that is on top of it on both of them, and I'll put them across each other the way you see me do now, because this material is a very thick fabric and we have pleated a lot. I had to add oil so that my machine can pass through it. But if you are using industrial machine to sew, you don't need to add this oil I'm adding now. You don't need to. You just sew through it because it's going to pass. So here it is forming the V band. We had to sew across from one end to the bottom end. That's what I'm sewing now. Yeah. So now we are done sewing across. The next thing to do is for us to cut out that excess that is on top of the V side. That's what I'm cutting out now. I'll show you when I'm done cutting. So we're going to get the middle part of it in between the V side. You see? And we'll look for the middle part of the turban. We'll look for the middle part also. Then we'll pin the middle of the base to the middle of the band. And we'll use fine side to face fine side and pin it down. If there is an excess part, please just cut it out at the edge of the two side. So next thing for us to do is for us to sew from one end to another. It's for us to sew from this end to the other end. As if you have pins on it, you just have to remove your pins. And we sew. After we finish sewing, we'll measure it to know how many inches is all of them. Then we'll measure 10.5 inches, and we're going to sew from that 10.5 inches. You know, if you have a thick part, just put oil on it. We have to sew from that 10.5 inches and come down like this. Come down like this. According to how your turban is being curved down there. We'll come down like this. We'll come to the other side. Then we'll close it up. Here is our turban base. Here it is. Yeah, this is the base that we just see, the pleated V-band base. This is it, and this is to make the designs you saw on the cap, the rose design. We're using the rose design and the flip up bow tie design. This will make the rose you're seeing on that cap. There are 2 rows there. 5 by 22. Yeah, this one 5 by, no, 6 by 24. Well, we'll be using 6 by 22. That's what we're going to be using. We're going to cut 2 inches out of it. 6 by 22. So the first 6 by 22, we're going to, if you have your machine, you sew this part down. Just sew it down so it does not pull out. Sew it down. You use a machine, you can still use needle like this. I've gotten our 6. This is, come back here, measure 22. I told you I'm using 22. You can even use 20. Then come back here, you sew it down so it does not pull off. Because you're going to join all of them later again. So we'll do the other after placing it like this. After tying the edge like this, you just have to cut out the crinoline that is showing there. After joining it to be small like that, we'll do the other side to the other end also on both the crinoline that we've already had there, the 7 inches by 24 inches. 7 inches by 24 inches we have there. We'll do it on both of them. So it will enable us to be able to form our rows. So here is this 7 inches by 22 inches. We'll form out a bow out of it. We'll form out a bow out of it. If you have your machine, you can just take it to your machine and sew them down. But since I'm not using machine, I use my needle and thread to form the bow out of it. Yes, it's the 3 bow we form out of it. 7 inches by 22 inches in 3 places. Here it is. We'll form the bow, then we'll take our needle and thread to sew. Then now we're going to form the rows. So we'll take out this straight line. Then this part that have sewing, where we sew, we join it together. That is the part we are going to be sewing. We're going to do our loose stitches from. So we'll start forming the rows like this. See, you all see what I'm doing. We'll take our needle and thread and we'll begin to do in and out loose stitch on it. As you are dragging it, the rose is already forming out of it. Here it is. You sew in and out. So when you drag it and begin to fold like this, see, we have already gotten the rows. Then the remaining ending part, you use it to stock it at the bottom. So here's our rows. So we'll do this to the other one also. When you stock it at the bottom, you sew in and out from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top, and you form your rows like that. We'll do that to the second one also. It is how to hold it down, the top and the bottom one. So for this place, I advise that we get this is a trimming, flower trimming, a small one. This is what I'm going to put inside this flower later on when we are done, to make it look superb. Try to tighten it so it's very, very, very tight. Then now come back and tag these 3 together. Try to do invisible tapping on it. Tag them together. Tag them together. If you know you've watched this lesson, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please just click on the subscription button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please, please, please. We love you. We love your contribution. Show us some love and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So we are done tacking it. So you place the design like this. See how it fits well for your own look. When you place it like this, either on the left or the right side, you put it the way you want. So after we know where we want it to be, just mark it out. You take your needle and thread and you tack it to the base. You pull it out of the dummy edge and you will do invisible sewing on it. Try and do an invisible sewing that is the thread will not be seen in and out. You know I will do that by slanting it when you are going on the same place you came out from. After which we will attach your rows like this, the way you are seeing me doing now. You attach your rows like this. We are almost coming to the end of this tutorial. Please click on the subscription button, and after which, if you want to add your rows, you can use your candle glue gum or you can use your needle and thread to attach it to the design. And also you can just add your trimmings, those rose trimmings, those rose stone trimmings. You can just attach it to the middle of the roses you're seeing there. This ones I'm talking about, you sell it in the market 250, 200, 150, depends on the market where your location may be. So after you finish attaching it, here comes to the end of this tutorial. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I will thank you for your time that you used to watch to this extent. Thank you very much.